Welcome to this interview, Mr. James. Please tell us about yourself, including your interests and hobbies.
Thank you so much. My name is Orwa James Majuan. I'm a Kenyan currently working in Oman as a mathematics teacher. I am a graduate of mathematics and geography. My interest is to disseminate knowledge, and my hobbies are playing and watching football.
Okay. Are you involved in extracurricular activities that you could coach or supervise?
Yes, I do. I coach football and I'm also a swimming instructor.
Why did you decide to become a teacher for the subject for which you are applying?
This dates back to when I was a student. When we had group discussions, we discussed and I realized that I have a potential in passing knowledge. This is the time when fellow students liked my peer teaching, and that really encouraged me because I realized my potential.
Are you currently employed as a teacher?
Yes.
Describe your teaching experience, what subjects you've taught, and what grades or levels.
I started my teaching career in 2003 in a school called Obwalo Secondary School back in Kenya. I taught from secondary 1 to secondary 4. Then in 2007, I went to Watalam Girls High School, where I taught mathematics and geography. Through that, I was made head of department, where I supervised teachers, and also I dealt with the quality control of the mathematics department to ensure that everything went well in our department. After that, I went to Briban, where I also taught for 2 years before coming to Oman. In Briban, I taught key stage 3, 4, and A levels. In that place, I was also a class teacher of grade 10, and everything went well, and our results are good.
How
After
many?
that,
Okay.
I came to Oman, where currently I am teaching mathematics in key stage 3 and key stage 4, and the results are good.
Okay. How many hours per day do you teach, and how many days do you teach per week?
I teach 8 hours per day and 5 days a week.
Okay. Describe other work experience that you hold besides teaching.
I've done community social work, whereby I've really worked on ways of teaching the upcoming students not to involve themselves in drugs.
Okay. Describe, have you ever worked in the United States before? If so, when, where, and why?
I've not worked in states.
What do you hope to be doing professionally 5 years from now?
I hope to be a teacher because I believe that is where I belong.
If we were to talk to several of your colleagues, how would they describe your personality?
Result oriented and outgoing, friendly teacher.
Okay. What would your students say about you?
Fair, firm, and friendly.
How do you prepare to teach your lessons?
When I want to teach my lesson, first I have to plan. And in my planning, I have to ensure that I have the objectives that I want to teach. In this way, I must group my students according to their cognitive ability. Then I prepare my worksheets. Then after that, I can start my lessons.
What would your lesson plans include?
When I want to make a lesson plan, I have to ensure that first I have a topic of discussion. Also, I must ensure that I have an introductory part to explain the topic. Then I must have the objectives that I want to be achieved at the end of the lesson. I also have to ensure that my lesson plan contains strategies and methods that I want to deliver the objectives. Also, I must have the time frame for introductory part, the body of the lesson, and the review. And also, my lesson plan must have the assessment tools and the remark, just to record anything that happens in class.
Think about the class that you taught recently. Talk about two of the teaching strategies or methods that you used.
I've used a collaborative method whereby I group my students into groups so that they discuss and explore the topic, whereby now we have student-based learning, and in this doing we get a lot of result in terms of catching up with the topic and remembering everything. 2, we also have experimental learning, whereby we do things practically, and this has really helped because students really remember things that they do, touch, and also hear.
What methods do you use to grade and or evaluate your students' progress?
Criterion reference method and norm reference method.
If you use technology in your teaching, describe how you use it.
Okay, first and foremost, I use projector in my teaching process. This I have to have the laptop, have the projector, then I display my worksheets on the displaying area, then the student can work on it. 2, if I have any educational feelings, also I can display using the projector because all students will see it clearly as we work, as the lesson progresses. 2, we have smart boards. In smart board we have softwares that are inbuilt to help in enhancing education process. The mathematical tools, all of them are there, such that we just use them there to enhance and to ensure that the objectives are realized. 3, we can have the iPads, whereby the student can do interact directly with maths syllabus, maths questions from the net and from the mathematical websites that we have.
If you have students who are noisy or non-attentive, share with us 2 ways you get them to be quiet and concentrate.
I believe as a teacher that when a student becomes disruptive, there must be a reason why this student is disruptive. So I have to find the reason why. Then after that, I have to try as much as possible to involve this student in the class process. I have to ensure that I engage the student in a way that he will be sure that the teacher is really after helping. And this is the situation whereby I ensure the student participate in class. I look for all reasons to ensure that I talk good about this student. I can also talk to this student after class in case of anything for just guidance and counseling. Another way is that when we have disruptive students, I've always used the behavior chart. And in the behavior chart, the classroom is aware of the consequences, such that if somebody makes 5 mistakes, the consequences are there. So many of them fear reaching the last warning, so they really behave well.
Describe the most difficult problem you had to deal with as a teacher, and how did you solve them?
The most difficult problem I had was students coming late, especially when we are from breaks. So what I did, I made a chart whereby all late students, I mark the number of minutes they when they come to class, so the number of minutes they delay outside before joining the class. So after recording this list, many of them feared being listed as notorious latecomers in class. Then after that, most of them just complied, and at the moment, I don't have that problem.
Give one example to show that you are a flexible person and that you can make changes to your teaching methods if that is necessary.
Oh, I can remember one incident when I had a topic. I was discussing 3D shapes. So I prepared that I was to handle this lesson using a discussion method. But the explanation and discussions were not really bringing out the point. So at that point I said, let me change to a different method. So I changed to experimental method, whereby I made map of shapes. Then after that, when I joined them, the lesson was very clear. When I joined them, the 3D shapes were very clear, and all students really got what I was teaching.
Is there anything that you'd like to add to your qualification that we may not be aware of?
No.
Have you ever spoken to your family members about going to the United States to teach?
Yes.
Is there anything, such as family member, that might object to your leaving home?
No.
Are you aware that your family members may not join you here until approximately 4 to 6 weeks after your arrival?
Yes.
Do you understand and accept that FACES is a 3-year program, and that after 3 years you must return to your home country?
Yes, I know.
Do you agree to this?
I agree.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Mr. James, for your time. All the best in your career with FACES.
Thank you so much for the interview.